Welcome to Bid Nerds, your daily nerd out on the most interesting car of the day from all the automotive enthusiast auction sites, including Bring a Trailer, Cars and Bids, Shiftgate, Marked, and all the other ones as well. We pick the most interesting car. My name is John Polnik. I'm your host, coming to you live from Las Vegas, Nevada, in the Container Park, right off of the Las Vegas Boulevard, along with my partner, Michael Deeb, professional auction specialist expert guy. He's in San Francisco. Michael Deeb, how are you today?
Dude, what's up, JP? Coming to you live from the 11th Avenue studios here in San Francisco, California, where I live so close to the Golden Gate Bridge, and it was so foggy today. The foghorn made noise all day, and I could hear it from inside the house.
Maybe we'll hear some foghorn on the episode today.
I'll turn my mic up.
Right? Just put it out there. For you guys, maybe this is the first episode you've seen in a while. We're in a new studio here. We're in the Container Park. I'm still on Las Vegas Boulevard, but we moved the studio over here to the Container Park to get some more, just a little bit more visibility. It's pretty fun. Check out the
sick studio, dude. Look at all that sound deadening, JP.
Look.
I assume you're next to a library?
We have our own slot machine. It's a real slot machine. You can come to our studio. That's actually the name of the studio, our studio here in the Container Park in Las Vegas. It's getting built. It's not really done yet, but we thought we'd go ahead and start podcasting in here since we wanted to get back at the Bid Nerds. So we're at it. We're doing things. Here's the thing. We're going to do the car of the day, and today's car is a pretty exciting one. Michael Deeb, what's the car of the day?
Check it out. So we're going to go to Cars and Bids, where Doug DeMiro has found us a 2020 Ford Mustang Shelby GT350R with, and this is the most important part of this car, the Heritage Edition package. This car is a California car. It's got 1,100 miles on it. The car has $20,000 in options, and it's offered to us out of Thousand Oaks, California. But JP, listen, as a car guy, and I'm sure you get asked, you're a car guy, you get asked this question all the time. What's your all-time favorite car? I don't have a single car, but there are two or three iconic cars from when I grew up as a kid. The Ferrari Dino is one of them. But the other one that comes to mind to me, besides a Dino Ferrari, is a 1965 Shelby GT350 in Wimbledon white with Viking blue stripes. And as a heritage, as a send-off for the GT350R, Ford astutely decided to paint a few editions of this car Wimbledon white with the Viking stripes, and this is one of them. And this car is loaded to the gill, JP. Basically, the big thing that this car has is something they call, let me make sure I get this correct, the R package. And when you get the R package, you get a carbon fiber rear wing, and you get 19-inch black painted carbon fiber wheels, which is probably the single most important performance option because you're going to reduce unsprung weight, and this car is going to handle phenomenally on a racetrack. I would not suggest driving this car with carbon fiber wheels down Las Vegas Boulevard, lest you do some serious $7,000 damage per wheel. But technology package, the R package. This car has the Brembo brakes. It's got Recaro seats. And, of course, these cars all come with a 6-speed manual transmission. And the big thing, of course, is the independent rear suspension. So now you've got a flat plane crank, 5.2-liter Voodoo V8 that makes 526 normally aspirated horsepower along with 429 pound-foot of torque. But you also have a Mustang, a car from America that actually handles, a car that you can drive on your favorite back road, you can drive it on a racetrack, and you can keep up with, a 911 or something like that because these cars actually work. But besides that incredible engine and the fact that Ford is making a Mustang that actually handles, the thing I love about this car is that heritage paint job because it reminds me of one of my all-time favorite cars. So more than anything, JP, I'm just happy that the guys at Ford, the bean counters, allowed the guys with passion to make a car that reminds us why we love the Mustang. I love that they made a Wimbledon white version of this car. I love the way it looks. I would actually want to own this thing, even though I know I would look like a tool driving it. It kind of doesn't bother me because it's reminiscent of one of my all-time favorite cars. So JP, I've never driven it. It's probably better that I don't, like one of those don't meet your heroes things, because even though it handles, it still weighs 2 tons. You know what I mean? Like it's probably not the right car for me. But I'm thrilled that Ford made it, and it'll be cool to see one on the street someday. So, JP, have you seen one of these in person? And what do you think? I know you're from the Pacific Northwest, but there's got to be some part of you that enjoys a muscle car every now and again. They can't all be rear air cooled, right?
Right. I don't really. This is the first Mustang that I don't know if I'd consider necessarily a muscle car. I mean, like you said, the independent rear suspension completely changes this car. No, I have not driven one. Yes, I have seen one. This is not a car that does anything for me, honestly, from a visual point of view. I mean, for a Mustang, it's bitchin'. And I'm not a Mustang hater. Don't get me wrong. I'm not sitting here going, "Oh, screw Mustangs, don't want it." Everything I've heard about this car is that it's just as good as everything everybody says. I don't know, like our friend John Alcantara, he has a Boss 302 Mustang, and that still has that solid rear axle and stuff like that. And driving that car, that's a muscle car. That thing doesn't handle. It's got 400 something naturally aspirated horsepower, and it's just bonkers, and it feels like it's going to kill you all the time. And that's part of the appeal. This is something that I think you would get on the track and compete with an actual GT3 RS. And the guys from Everyday Drivers love this car, and have said, this is like, I think I've heard the comparisons with like BMW M3s, M4s, that type of thing. Is this a GT3 contender? I think so, but I haven't driven one. It sure seems like it is.
This car, if you know how to drive this car, this will take any 997 era GT3 and arguably a 991.1 GT3, and they've absolutely borrowed from the GT3 platform. It's a little lighter, it's sharper handling, it's more motor. You've got, racing seats in the front and rear seat to lead. I think it's hilarious. I mean, they're absolutely watching what Porsche's doing, both on the track and then commercially successful with what they're producing and selling in limited numbers to the public. And my hat's off to them for building this car. And like I said, that white and blue just gets me right in the solar plexus. This is, it reminds me of when I recognized cars and fell in love with them, because I thought the Shelby Mustang from the 60s was the coolest thing in the world. So this is a neat car, but I don't need to drive one. I'm a Porsche guy now. But it's cool to look at, and they sound good too. So there you go.
You gotta love that lack of a back seat. They're actually like,
is
there going to be a lesser version of this car that that incorporates that same kind of suspension setup, the independent rear suspension? Do they all have the regular ones, like a regular Mustang GT still has the solid rear axle? Yeah. Do we know?
Yes, the Bullet. Yeah, the Bullet Mustang has. You know what? I'm not sure. We're bid nerds. We're Porsche nerds. We're not. We're not Mustang nerds. Yeah, we're really Porsche nerds. We're gonna have to get
learned on one of these. I definitely do want to drive one. This would be pretty cool to get behind the wheel of something like that. It would be fun to get that out on the track, and this has got to be just a hoot. Now let's talk about market. We always talk about how everybody knows things are a little crazy. We talked about a Tesla on the previous episode and whether or not that car would get up to MSRP. This car is already bid up to 100. What is it at right now? 103,000.
Yep, 103,000. JP, and are you sitting down?
That's already like almost double the MSRP, isn't it? I mean,
are you sitting down?
Yeah.
This car is a $59,000 base price car, and that R package with the carbon fiber splitter and the carbon fiber wheels is $13,000. So this car's MSRP was $79,000, and that's mostly because it's had a $13,000 rear option. The Heritage package is, and this is cute, $1,965, the first year of the GT350. That's the Heritage package price. But this car is up to $103,000, and it's got It's got 2 days before it's going to close from where we're at. So there's still a little ways to go on this particular lot. So, what do you think is the market for a heritage package with 1,100 miles with the R package on it, which not all of them have? I'd say probably 20-25% of the people that are buying this car are reaching for the $13,000 R package. Would you agree? I mean, that's got to be like the manual on those last few Ferraris that offered it.
You definitely, this is the car to get for the person that's into the Mustangs. Okay.
Yeah.
How much more than MSRP? I mean, it's only got 1,100 miles on it. It's not a brand spanking new car, but it may as well be. It's broken in, essentially. You can take this car and immediately start flogging on it. I don't know, Michael Deeb, what's your bid?
So this is a really good question, JP. So let's say right now at $79,000 MSRP, if this car sold for $109,000, that would be $30,000 over sticker with 1,100 miles on it. But it's equipped correctly. It's low miles. They don't make this car anymore. And the market's going bonkers. I'd say this guy's selling at the right time. I'm going to go big, and then I'll see if I get spanked for it. But I'm going to say $119,000 brings this car home, suggesting that I believe that this car is capable of selling for $40,000 over sticker. And this is on Cars and Bids, JP. This isn't even on BAT. Yeah. It's not even to the biggest audience, but I think this guy's going to do well.
One more time, what was your number?
$119,000.
So you think it's going to go up another $10,000 over 2 days? I think that's reasonable. Cars and Bids does not have late stage rallies like we always see on BAT, or at least they don't as often. So I think another $10,000. That's nothing for 2 days. Hell, I'm going to take a stab in the dark and go, I don't know, 129. I'm going to go another 10,000 over.
Oh wow, you're going to go over. All right, cool.
Yeah. So. That's because, I don't know, man. This car, it's pretty amazing. I don't know. So let's find out what this car actually sells for after the break, right after this. Hey, guys, I'm super excited to tell you about our sponsor, Guys Customs. That's Guys, GYX_customs. That's how you spell it. Guys Customs bracelets. These things are amazing. Check them out. They're handmade in America, custom bracelets made to match your watch or your car. These things are unbelievable. I have 3 or 4 of them myself. My partner Michael Deeb has a bunch of them. They're pretty addictive once you get one. Each one of them are bespoke. We're talking carbon fiber. We're talking titanium. We're talking stainless steel, glass. There's none of this cheap Chinese garbage that you see a lot of bracelets being made out there. These ones are super high quality. They're made right here in America. When you go to Guys Customs on Instagram, it's about the only place that you can order one of these. When you DM the artist, you're actually reaching the real artist when you DM Guys Customs at Instagram. And she will make you a bracelet made to match that special watch, that special car, or that special person that has a special watch or a special car and they want something really, really cool in their life. They make the most amazing gifts. I get compliments on mine all the time. Everywhere I go, people are like, wow, that's really cool. You can see in the pictures, these beads, the colored beads are PTS. They're paint to sample. So if you have a specific color code for your car, she'll have beads made that are specifically painted to match your car or your watch. It's unbelievable. You got to get one of these Guys Customs bracelets. Check them out. They support us, and we really, really, really want to support them. Guys Customs bracelets. All right, let's get back to the bids. Let's find out how much that car sold for today. All right, welcome back to Bid Nerds, your daily nerd out on the most interesting car of the day from all the automotive enthusiast auction sites. Before the break, we were talking about a 2020 Shelby Mustang GT350, arguably the best Mustang ever made. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I would. But that's a dubious honor. How many Mustangs, JP, just have independent rear suspension? So yeah, this could win just by attrition. But I love the colorway. I love the heritage. And I went big on this car, John. I was thinking this car could sell at $119,000. I think when you considered the low miles and the options on this car, having the race package and the carbon fiber wheels, you went bigger and said $129,000. Our 2020 GT350 Heritage package with 1,100 miles out of Thousand Oaks, California, sold on on Cars and Bids for just $110,500. So I got the win because I was a little bit closer. I say the buyer of this car bought it well. It's still really low miles, and it's got the perfect options on it as far as making it, rarer still and more high performance. But let's not forget maybe that there are 1,965 of these cars out there. So it's not that rare. I mean, when Porsche makes a GT3, they make about 2,000 of these things, Yeah. So it's just not that rare. Like, most of these are going to be sold in the United States. So the market is going to be, I don't want to say flooded, but, maybe we were a little optimistic on this car. But still at 110, I'd say it's well bought. So, congratulations to the seller, congratulations to the buyer, and congratulations to Doug DeMiro for selling a 6-figure car. That's my take.
Yeah, admittedly, like we said before the break, I'm not a super Mustang aficionado. This car just seems like a lot of bang for the buck. I mean, at what? How much did it go for? I'm sorry, what did you just say?
$110,500.
I mean, what kind of performance do you get for 110? There's nothing in Porsche that's going to come even close to this thing for that money. Maybe a pre-owned GT4, the previous generation, but even those are.
A 991 GT3 RS is probably similar lap times on the racetrack.
Yeah.
And those cars are now over $200,000. They're selling for more than sticker again, which is bananas. So, for the money, you can't get a lap time that fast for the money. That is great bang for the buck, even though this is, I think, 40 grand over MSRP.
Yeah.
So,
and that's always kind of been the Mustang ethos. They've been a
absolutely
killer, big performance, big engine, big displacement, a lot of horsepower. But the thing that's always held them back, just like Corvettes and most American muscle cars, is their handling, and that's where they always fell down. This car,
handles.
Fix that problem. The Mustang that handles. Imagine that. Well, there it is. That's how much a Mustang GT350 on Cars and Bids is worth right now. Would have been interesting to see this car on BAT. I still think my number probably would have been a little bit more realistic on a better platform. You've said it in the past that Cars and Bids, 6-figure cars, not the greatest place for 6-figure cars.
Yeah, these cars are trading, JP. It seems like there's one every week. So maybe in a couple of weeks, we'll revisit one of these on a different platform and see how it does, especially if we can find one with that same R package. So we'll look at it again. But congratulations to everybody involved on this one. That's a good result. Well bought.
Awesome. Good job. All right, congrats on the win. Thanks for watching, guys. That's another episode of Bid Nerd, your daily nerd out on the most interesting car of the day from all the automotive enthusiast auction sites. Make sure you hit the subscribe, like, and notification button so you can find out immediately when new nerds are available. Do as Deeb says, smash that like button. That's a weird little motion I just did on the show. You definitely need the big green hand for that one.
Must be 18 years or older to enter.
See you tomorrow, guys.
Get those nerds!